That's fine. Down. Okie dokie. Great.
Onegaishimasu.
Okie doke. Great. We'll just loosen up a little bit with the and down. Right, a little bit front and back. Side to side. Great, now rotating. And probably close it. Okay, great. Open up to the ceiling. Nice to stretch up. And folding forwards all the way. Curving up. Down. And up. Down. And up. Down. And we do it one more time. Down. Just release towards the ground. Gently bring the arms off the ground. Release the spine. A little bit of movement. Okay, find the hands again on the ground. And slowly rolling the body up to standing. Great. Let's take it to the shoulders. And change. Okay, rolling the shoulders out. And let the arms go into a figure of eight. Line up the elbows. And change your direction. And the wrist, figure of eight. And the other way. Okay, starting with the neck, just take it to the side of the shoulder. And bring in the elbows, chest. And release out the arm. Back to the center, stretch up in the sides. Back, take it to the side. Coming back, one more each side. Good, and change. Great, and coming back, rolling out the hips. And change direction. Great, bring the feet together, bend in the knees. Spread the feet a little bit wider, circling them inside. Stretch them back a little bit. Take to the other side and the other way. Stretch them back a little bit. Bring your knees down. Loosen up the hips a little bit. Using the arms, pressure against the legs, and push in with the legs into the hands. And you release the arms down, split the legs out, and then all the way through the back of the leg. And just nice and easy, taking the both hands towards the ankles, reaching over. Both hands reach in, one ankle, one hand for each. Release the head down, lengthen through the back and the spine. Bring the hands back to the center, just walk them out, walk the hip back away. Right. A little bit more weight into the hands, shift into the hands, bring the feet together at the back, walk out with the legs at the back, bring the heels down, alternating. Stretch both heels back, push up through the hands. Alright, let's bring the knees down. Okay, just do a little bit for the shoulders here, just rolling up, opening and closing the shoulder, bring the shoulders together, and then spread them out wide. And just roll them in circles, keeping the contact with the floor. In both directions. Right, good. Just pull, sit the hips down, lengthen through the back and spine. Great. Just bring the hands back, bring one foot out, just lengthen into that front hip. Rolling back, lengthen through the leg. Go forward again. And then back. And one more. Forwards. And then through back. Okay, reach into the leg. Into the hip. And coming back. And forwards. And back. One more forwards. And back. Okay, reach, bring the feet, knees back down. Find the hands, find the toes, lengthen up through the feet. Pull the hands up to the level with the feet. Lengthen the body down towards the legs. Let deep breaths. Nice and slow, just let the arms trace up the body. Pull yourself up long. Great. Okie dokie. Great. Let's do a little bit of swinging. So just flank shoulder width. Just going to the vertical one. So shifts. Step you down. All right, going back into the center, just do a kind of flap across, so just rolling the arms across the chest, alternating the arm that crosses over. Slight release to the ground. Okay, great. And then I'm going to twist into it. Shoulder. Right. And come back to the center. Good. Just letting the arms swing forward. Then incline the body a little bit into this one. And really swing front and back equally. Release the shoulders. Swing up to the top of the head. Just a few circles in one direction. And changing direction for the arms. Okay, good. And then just release out the arms a little bit. So just the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist, the fingertips. Okay, do a little bit for the weaken the skeleton. You basically contracting down. It's core of the body, core of the joint. Go down with that one arm. And shoulder a little bit. One. The underside of the arm. The armpit. With the hand, or either arm. With the forearm. In the hand. The other side. Triceps. Good. Let's go into the chest just with the fingertips. And the back, floating ribs. And the belly. Butt. Working one leg, front side of the thigh. Slap over with a fist. Leg. The knee very gently. Have the shin bone. Got the back side of the leg. So, back side of the leg. Good. To the other side. To the knee, gently. Shin bone. Back of the calf. Easy. Other leg. To the butt. And then gently on the back. Careful here. Move it onto the shoulder, top side, neck. And this side. Careful, just take the kind of reach side of the hand onto the neck. And this side. And the fingertips, top of the skull. Back side. Just work your way around. Crown of the head, working out. Down to the face, forehead, down towards the eyes, and the cheekbone, and towards the jaw. Towards the jawbone. Great. Just take the hands. And then think about this basically moving the meat on the skeleton basically, so in the skin. So I'm just going to roll around the joint. Work up the arm again. Work the wrist a little bit as well if you feel. Work the underside as well. Do you have any particularly sore areas or just work them a little bit more? Right, there's the arm. Big fingertips, just run them down the chest and the ribs, and the lower ribs. To the belly, and circle it. And the other direction. To the butt, side of the legs. Like, just move it around on the bump. Carefully with the knee. And the calf. Good. And the other leg in the thigh. And the knee. Carefully. And the calf. Shin bone. Great. Coming out the back side. Just nice loose fists on the back. Rubbing down. Circles. Work your way up. And come back to the top of the neck. The other side. Head. Just move the skin on the top of the head. To the crown of the head. Spreading down towards the forehead, temples, down the face, cheekbones. Just roll and wipe across the face. Yeah, and last one, just rub it off the hands. Wash down. Wipe off. Okay, roll out the hands. And down. And to the sides. Roll out the arms. And the legs. Great, planting the feet, shake out the whole way. Good. Last few, just work with a little bit of tension and release. So just tensing up the whole body. Bring yourself onto the toes. Feel everything with tension. Deep breath in and you release it. Release all the tension down. Release the joint system. A few more coming in. And tense it. Breathe in as much as possible. Release it down. And again, tense up. Hold it. Release it. Two more. Breathe in. Release. That's one. Release it. And just a few deep breaths coming up to the side. To the top of the head, and just let them wave down. Coming in. Breathing out. Coming in. And out. Couple more in. Last one. And out. And just let the body settle towards the ground. Nice and still. Good. Great. So we'll continue with the knife. Look. Do it. So grab your tento. Let's see. Okie dokie. We'll just spend a few minutes just looking at a little bit of mobility. We'll look at the idea of basically changing the grip and changing the attack basically. So the attacks we've been working with this week, the ski, the 𝘱𝘰𝘪𝘐, and the stabbing kind of thrusting 𝘥𝘰𝘪𝘦. Just play with these. We'll also play with kind of changing the hands as well. So just work with you can work shoulder width or you can work with a little bit of movement, but just play with basically change between grip. Work with as light a grip as you can in the start. So work with kind of the fingertips, really light kind of palm contact, and just feel that you can kind of really extend that feeling of touch into the weapon. So just work with these three different positions with the knife, which is basically blade up, that way blade down, and then the knife basically facing back towards you. Just basically cycling between them. Got the feeling in one hand, just pass it over. You're really conscious of the tip and the blade of the weapon, basically connecting down the arm to it. Work nice and freely, nice, easy contact. Feel that the knife safe with very light contact. That's good. Good. Just have to freely pass it between the hands. Transition in different positions each time. great. That's nice. And then just one exercise for the kind of transition, just play with basically palm contact with both hands and just play with basically rolling between it. So no hands basically in control, you're just working with the knife and try and change the position of the knife, just roll over it. In this case, really start to use the body with it. So you can obviously just do this shoulder width, but allow the whole body to work the knife through that palm contact. And just be conscious of the blade again, but roll with it. Roll with it, try and change the position, change the position. That's it, good. Good. And then just play with one hand, basically taking the knife, rolling onto the grip, and really focus on a sense of kind of wrapping now into the grip. So go into a full kind of sealed grip as you go into it. Really end with a really sealed, strong position with the knife. Go through that kind of palm contact, and really explore different positions with it. And the ability of both hands to affect the knife. And then one hand actually is going to take over and find a really strong grip with it. That's great. That's great. Good. That's good. And then just start to explore basically passing it around the back of the body as you do it. So working that strong grip again, that kind of palm contact. Feel that where the knife is. Try and really get a sense of where the blade is, where the tip is. Just take it out. And just explore basically passing around the back. And at the front as well. Good. That's good. Serena, good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Hello. Okay, we're just working with the knife, just doing a little bit of mobility work. So just playing with both hands, basically passing it between them and finding a nice strong grip with it in the end. Passing it in the front, passing around the back. Imagine the kind of Joe work we do. Big stick passing around the back. In this case, really small stick passing around the back with a blade edge. I want to really be conscious of. Good. And then take the same exercise. Imagine there's someone in the room and you're basically trying to conceal the weapon. So I'm basically going to keep it behind. I'm going to mobilize the body so that it's basically hidden and switching between the hands. If they come, so just move around, but really with the idea of keeping the weapon hidden, basically. Subtly changing the grip and again exploring the feeling of the knife, where the knife blade is, where the tip is, and what options I've got in each position of the hand. Coming through. Give it a try. Okay, we'll just spend a little bit of time just with the ski. So exploring different options with it. You've obviously got the normal ones we do are the kind of basic ones, which is kind of same foot, same hand coming forwards, blades facing up in this case with the ski work, and you can change obviously the other side. Play with your other options, which are basically to keep the other foot forward and just to thrust through with the backhand coming through. So just to explore again that kind of passing of the blade. Always try and come back into a ski position with a knife, and then just explore coming through with it. And you can explore this idea of keeping it concealed, changing the hand, coming out with it. Just explore these kind of options: front foot, back foot, 2 hands, 2 feet, basically. That's it. That's it. Good. Okay, great. We'll go to 𝘱𝘰𝘠𝘪𝘩𝘦, and we'll basically explore this as slashing work. So you've got obviously the 𝘱𝘰𝘠𝘪𝘩, which comes through the front. Again, you can do the same foot, same hand. You can do this with a step slicing through. We'll just start with a vertical, and then we'll introduce the other direction for it. So just finally find that vertical line. Again, explore concealing, passing between the sides or between the hands. And just explore a little bit with the legs. You can obviously do front foot. You can step through from the back. Yes. Find your different options. We're exploring it as a vertical slice. Right the way through. And that's nice. Great. So bring in the other direction now, which is basically the horizontal. So do the 2 flat planes, the kind of vertical line and the horizontal, and then bring in the next one. But just explore first this feeling across. So you've got lots of options with this one. It's a bit more of an expansive movement. You've also got side movement. You've got rotating with it. If you think about the movements we make with the sword, whenever we're doing kind of slashing work, and again, exploring both sides, both hands. You can slice across the body that way. You can slice away from the body that way. Just really open up that line of movement in the body. And be really aware of the tip, and it's traveling across the body. And try and make it a whole body movement as much as you can. Think about all the work we do in the Taijutsu with the Ikkyo. That big opening out of the body. That's nice. And explore rotation work. Okay, good. So there's kind of two tendencies with this work. The first, we'll look at the first one, which is that the arm starts to kind of just do it kind of independently in a sense, and I start to, which is fine. This is actually quite an effective way to kind of slash someone, but doesn't really go with the ideas that we're working with. I'm basically working with separation, and basically the arm's just doing it. So to explore, to kind of get out of it, it's just really think that the knife doesn't really do anything. This doesn't really do anything, but the body really opens the movement out. So it's sort of like all the swinging work we do, all this kind of stuff. Feel that the core initiates and then the arm basically whips through. So slash work, think a bit more like a kind of whipping motion with the arm. So imagine the arm's kind of dead. There's not really much initiative in it. And then I'm trying to get the knife blade to whip across the body. So play with both sides, whipping across, whipping away, but really try and feel that the core is basically initiating that movement and make it really obvious that the center is basically initiating it. That's a little bit more of a kind of whipping across the body, and play with a little bit of speed as well. Speed helps in this case because if I'm doing it fast, I'll notice straight away what the kind of dynamic is doing to the rest of the body. So try and feel that you're able to slice across with control, basically. That's it. That's it. That's it. Good. So, very good, very good, very good. Nice. Okay, and then the second one is really related in a sense, but this happens a lot with taijutsu. If you think about going to a basic ikkyo, when I go to that first movement, the sense of kind of pulling the arm away, and then the arm's kind of separating away from the core. It happens always with weapon work, and it's kind of it's almost natural for it to happen. So I really need to be conscious about it and try and avoid it. But just watching now as I go into the movement, the arm starts to split away. So I get to work with this, work with the same idea that the body initiates it, but really work with now the idea that the body's going to move the tip of the weapon. So if you think about the moves we make in like the 𝘭𝘵𝘬𝘐, this kind of slice across, allow the body to really be directing the tip. So the movement itself of the body becomes the attack rather than the knife basically trying to slash on its own. Really try and feel that the body's going to initiate the movement. So you're basically just dragging the tip around with the body basically. So really feel that it's held lightly. So the body can basically drag the tip through the space. That's nice, nice. Good. Okay, great. So we'll just look at the change now from going into the kind of diagonal slashing work. So the best way to explore this, I find, is working with like a figure of eight motion. So I'm basically just looking to translate again the movement of the core to the tip of the weapon. So kind of like a winding motion around. Think it's really like a condensed version of the 𝘥𝘰𝘦𝘢 work we do with the 𝘱𝑰𝑦𝑐𝑡𝑡 work. So that feeling of like that. I just want to kind of condense it down a little bit. Just be careful the tip doesn't go too close to the face as you do it. So you kind of wind it around. Again, play with a kind of loose grip to start with, so that the wrist is really able to kind of mobilize the weapon. But I'm basically thinking about how does the center and the core link to the tip, and how can I get it to basically affect the tip directly from the joint with the arm. That. It's a kind of winding coiling of the body. And once you've got the feel for that, in a kind of condensed way, just play with going back into movement, the body, but keep that feeling that the tip and the core. Think about like the belly button and the tip of the weapon, basically really motivating the movement. In this case, the center of the body goes to the tip. That's that. And again, you can play with both hands if you like, switch it over. You might find the connection easier one side. That's it, that's it, that's it. Nice, nice. Nice, great, good. Okay, and then go back to the idea of slashing and slicing with it. So imagine you've got basically a target, and you're going to focus now on the kind of inflection point with the attack. So each attack is going to have a kind of inflection where the blade's basically being pulled and sliced through. So obviously moving freely with the blade is fine, but really focus now on the idea that the body's basically going to bite into the attack. I'm going to kind of pull the knife through it. Bite into the attack and pull it through, and just work with the different directions. You've obviously got the other direction, which is to draw the knife up and bring the body through. One of the we'll finish with it, but one of the classic moves we've got in handwork that's really like knife work is 𝘰𝘳𝘪𝘏 work. So really using the blade of the hand to roll through and coil. But just think about basically taijutsu applications. Think about usually the obvious ones are when people are grabbing your wrist, basically working with 𝘗𝘗𝘪𝘏𝘓 attacks, of course, 𝘗𝘰𝘯𝘪𝘏𝘓. But think about the body basically getting right behind the slashing motion. Yeah, exactly, nice. Good, burning, nice. So. Good. Okie dokie, good. And we'll just finish with a bit more of a form practice. So looking at 𝘰𝘳𝘪𝘏, and basically it's the same thing you do with 𝘗𝘗𝘪𝘏𝘓. So you can use the other hand as well if you like, but focus really on the knife hand. So the first move is this kind of slice across. We'll do the 𝘗𝑰 variation. So coming across here and then rolling underneath here, and then the slash down, basically slashing down. And then you've got the final move, which is a kind of thrust through, rolling through that way. And then coming back. I'm just going to work with the right side, but feel free to do both. The other slice out one, and through to the top two, slicing down, and then rolling forward the way. Back. So nice. Perfect. And just the last few, just really bring yourself back into the body again. So obviously the knife work's important, but focus on the kind of inflection points again with the body basically landing the way, and basically the knife being able to kind of bite through that contact. So this coming out, this in the ground, and then this coming down, and then this coming down. So you've got 3 different compression patterns in the body. Out, and then through, and then out, and then through. Just play with it, and a nice, really secondary, but bodies basically applying weight through it. That's it.
Michael,
Yeah, hello.
in this back movement, would you use the back of your hand as an atomy to the face?
Yes, yeah. This one basically kind of what I'm thinking about here is like that cutting through, and basically I'm gonna basically look for that motion.
Yeah.
As soon as I feel that that's basically blocked, I just take it that way forward. So yeah, that feeling of basically bringing in the empty hand version, that hand's basically, I'm basically pushing back. I'm really pushing back towards the face with that hand, and then when I feel that that's protected, that's when I take it that way. And basically feed off that protection. And if the person's not protecting themselves, just take it back, bam, straight across. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy one. Yes, that's it. Great. And then last 30 seconds, just free up the movement a little bit. So you can, if you think about doing with the Kin and Nagari work, you've obviously got the rotation through, coming through. The finish can also be dynamic as well. Basically, I'm going to wrap around the person. So just feel free to just explore a little bit more movement with it. Then really bring the knife with you. Try and make it a little bit smoother now. So the transitions in the movement much cleaner, much more supple. Body's never really settling, it's just moving through and compressing all the time. That one works nicely. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Okay, good. And then just coming back, shoulder weight. Just close the eyes. And again, just come back basically where we started, just manipulating the knife around. Nice, being conscious of the blade. Pass it around the body a little bit. Pass it above the head if you like. Just be really aware of it again, really like a blade. And go to the feel of the weapon. Work a little bit with the fingertip contact. Work on the spine with the fingers as well. Spine of the blade. The handle. So the weight in the ground between the feet, very subtle shifts on the weight. Yeah, great. And open your eyes, and we'll bow out. Great. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Great. There we go.
Thank you.
Sure.